Hello. Um, this is going to be a video on top of the morning YouTube. This is going to be a video on basically, let me start this out with a quote by Benjamin Franklin. He who sacrifices permanent liberty for temporary security deserves neither. And this is going to be about the coronavirus and them attempting to lock down the country and people to lock down the country. And people I like and support, including Secular Talk, who I think is brilliant. And he's talked about a number of issues I care about. And not only the LGBTQ issue and helping support LGBTQ rights, but also the issue of infant genital mutilation, or what you label circumcision. He's talked about all of that. He's talked about why that's wrong. Hence, exactly why the fuck chopping off part of a baby's dick has to be explained to you why it's wrong. I don't understand, and I don't really give a rat's ass. But anyways, and I mean, I really don't give a rat's ass. If you can't understand why that's wrong, go fuck yourself. Anyways, back to the point. Basically, I don't support the establishing of martial law in America, and that's what you're talking about when you're talking about locking down the country. And if you think about what happened after 9/11, the Afghanistan war, well, that led to the Iraq war, and we have interfered with and entered many different countries after the Iraq war. And we're still in those damn countries, and they're still wanting us, and those countries still want us out, and we're still there. And like I said, you also had the Patriot Act and a number of other things, and it's not beneficial to our country. It's not been beneficial to anyone. So I don't support this overreaction to the coronavirus. And I would also like to quote Peter Hitchens, brother of Christopher Hitchens, who was of course, a renowned a British philosopher and public intellectual, who talked about many things, including, again, genital mutilation, circumcision, and why it's wrong. And he also talked about gay rights and transgender rights. He talked about freedom of speech and the importance of allowing everyone to speak freely. He talked about a number of things. And one of the things he talked about, Peter Griffin, don't mind them. It's just the angry Frankenstein mob that joins outside my house every day. Anyways, one of the things Peter Hitchens talked about was fuck it, I don't even remember. Fuck it. Pow pow, pow pow, pow pow. How about pow pow your ass too, you assholes? Peter Hitchens talked about you don't want to curtail constitutional rights or give into martial law, because once you give into martial law, there is no guarantee you're ever going to get out of martial law. And we are in a situation now where they are essentially calling for martial law, and we may very well go into that. Another thing I want to talk about is trending today on social media, on Twitter. I'm not having much better luck there either. Kind of sloppy fuck everywhere and everything I'm doing here lately. But they talk about people, I guess, from Iran. They want us to intervene in their issues with Iran, with their leaders. And I pointed out on Twitter, they said if we intervened in Iraq, then we'd be greeted as liberators. We intervened in Iraq, and after thousands of car bombs later, we're still there, and they still don't want us there. We went into Libya, and when we went into Libya, not only are we still there, but we killed Gaddafi, and not only are we still there, but they returned the South African, or the black slave trade, returned to Libya and returned to North Africa. In other words, every time we interfere in one of these countries and one of these cultures that we don't understand or know anything about, what happens is they become far worse off than they already were. And we become far more in debt. And more of our fucking soldiers die and more of their civilians die. It never works out. But beyond that, I don't think we should be too stupid to support a martial law or a lockdown or some sort of total lockdown of the entire country. Will these people please bite me? Anyways, I don't think we should support a total lockdown of the entire country. I just don't. And I don't support that for a number of reasons. So, I guess leave it there. Now, that doesn't mean I support, like, some of these spring breakers going out and partying in the middle of a fucking disease pandemic, as has happened. But I do think that actually giving the government power to curb the Constitution is probably a negative thing. And I'm going to leave it at that before I get a... Leave it at that. P666.